He's not going to be super grateful. They get the name Victoria Crown Pigeon. 2 reasons. Victoria after British royalty, Queen Victoria in fact. And Crown Pigeon, you probably can guess. You see that crown right there? It's kind of crazy looking. You're welcome to go ahead and touch him if you want, just kind of lightly there. And again, he may go, whoop, oh, he says, I don't know. Let me see here. And I'm coming back. He says. But you can see that beautiful crown on his head, and that's how they get the name Victoria Crown Pigeon. Both the males and females actually have that crown. It's a little unusual when we talk about birds. Usually males will be kind of flamboyant, bright colors. They'll be the one that are all kind of spiffied up, if you will, and the females are usually quite drab. If you look in our lagoon at our ducks, you'll see some ducks that are really brightly colored. Those are the males, those are the guys. And a lot of brown ducks, those are usually the females. Not true with this species, however. Males and females look alike. So there's really no good way to determine if you're looking at a male or a female just by looking on the outside. Kingsley here has had blood drawn on his annual exams. He's had DNA testing, and we do know for sure that he is a male. But a female would look just like him. Nice job. There you go. So I kind of kept looking at your shoes, too. Speaking of looking at your shoes and the bright colors, you may notice his red eyes. That's something that really stands out. He does see differently than we do. So as we look at your shoelaces, which are great, that are nice bright yellow, he probably sees it even a little differently than we do. They see more of the spectrum than we can, and those red eyes is kind of an oil filling so that he does see a little differently. Is it to help him find his food? Is it to help him navigate? I don't think we know for sure, but he definitely does see differently than we do. So those bright colors really stand out to him. Did you hear that? She's talking to you. He doesn't have a whole lot of vocalizations. That was a very low that he just did. And he'll do that, and he can also make a deep booming call as well. That we typically hear with the courtship ritual. He'll bob up and down and make a deep booming call. But for the most part, they don't make a lot of sounds. They're kind of quiet. He's a Victoria Crowned Pigeon. And when we talk about pigeons, actually, believe it or not, as you look at him, he is probably the closest living relative to a bird that is now gone that I bet a lot of you have heard of. Anyone ever heard of the dodo? That was a real bird, and that was actually a really big pigeon. They stood about 3 feet tall. They spent their time, they were flightless. They walked on the ground. This may be the closest living relative, believe it or not. So kind of interesting. They too face some hardships because they spend their time on the ground. You guys can come a little closer if you want. That's fine. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
What's that?
But again, just nice and easy. Perfect. There you go, guys. And you're welcome to scooch a little closer, too, if you like. It's totally fine. You can do whatever you like there. He's like, hey, hi, guys. Yeah, just nice and soft there. Perfect. Good job. And this is really good. Thank you, guys. You're helping us out because it's really good for him to meet different people. He's a very interactive guy. In fact, he started his life in the aviary over there, Wings of the World. He actually hatched in there. And he was really kind of bold around people from the get-go. He was raised in there, and he was really curious about people. So actually, he would fly down after people. And I'll tell you what, when he flies, it's really loud. He would get in people's strollers, and he was very content to be pushed around in the strollers. Very friendly indeed, but probably a little bit too friendly in that aviary. And so we actually got a call from the keeper saying, you know what, there's a bird here that just is like auditioning to be an animal ambassador. And I know I have a pen. Do you want my pen? And we came and took a look at him, and he indeed is just so personable that he's been great for us. But being a very smart guy, it's not at all surprising that he's so curious. I guess he likes the pen today. Maybe he's just a write a note. I don't know. Now, folks, again, we do want to thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for supporting conservation. We could not do the work we do around the world. We're going to be on the stage for a bit longer. We have more animals we'll be bringing out. But if anyone has any questions about Kingsley, feel free to ask me. You guys, if you need to go, you're perfectly fine to go ahead and head out. Thank you guys so much for helping us out. You're very welcome. Thank you. And, of course, I'll keep talking about this guy. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah, you guys did a great job. Give her a round of applause. Yay. Piegon, will you take over with Mr. Bird here, and I'm going to keep talking. So, again, folks, if you're just joining us, Kingsley is a Victoria Crown Pigeon. They are the largest pigeon on the planet, and they are found in Papua New Guinea. I mentioned before that they can't fly. Again, they are very noisy when they fly. He's a very heavy-bodied bird. He's actually over 4 pounds. He's about 4.5 pounds. And if you're familiar with birds, that's a heavy bird. Birds are designed to be light and sturdy in the air. Their bodies are built differently. The feathers are very light. Feathers are made of keratin, same stuff as our hair. Very, very light in structure, lighter than our hair, in fact. The bone structure of a bird is different as well. If you were to look at this bird's bones and slice it, birds have kind of like honeycomb-like features in their bones with struts, both to be light and sturdy. So at 4.5 pounds, it's a very heavy-bodied bird, not designed for a great deal of time of life in the air by any means. And it's good, folks, if you need help with, if you have questions about the park, if you need help with directions, anything like that, I'm more than happy to help you out. Kingsley might make his way into one of these sunbeams here, and typically when he does, he enjoys sunning. Now, most of us, if we've ever seen a bird sunning, did anyone get here early today and see turkey vultures in the trees sunning? You guys see them? Yeah, they're native to here. They're really cool to watch. They're fun to watch kettle. They'll kettle in the afternoon. You know, bunches of them just go soaring in circles for hours on end. When they sun in the morning, they sit in the trees and they open their wings like this. It's kind of how you think a bird should sun. They're absorbing the heat, warming themselves up, getting vitamins, warming up the feathers to hold them back into shape. This guy has a very different way of sunning. I don't know if he will today, but